Well, hello everybody. Belinda here, Baking with Bee. And this morning I am going to show you something that some people have actually asked me to demonstrate, and that is doing a omelet in my ceramic egg cooker. So this is the ceramic egg cooker all put together, but what I'm going to show you is how to put it together. First of all, so the silicone sleeve comes off very easy. What that does is it actually prevents your hands from getting burned or anything when you're taking your ceramic egg cooker out of the microwave or out of the oven, because yes, this can go in the oven 450 degrees. So you just slip the sleeve back on after you've cleaned or washed your ceramic egg cooker, and then you have your cover with another silicone gasket. Now this silicone gasket has a ridged edge on that side and a rounded edge. You want to slip it on your cover so that the ridged edge is facing towards you. So do not put your gasket on with the rounded edge facing you. Always put it on this way. It has a vent hole, which obviously lets your steam vent out of the product itself. So now my ceramic egg cooker is all ready to go. So I've got a couple mushrooms here that I sliced up last night, getting them ready for salads or anything that I'm going to make. I'm going to chop them up so quickly with the food chopper. The food chopper is probably, I say this with everything, but it is probably my favorite product, and I think the very first product I ever purchased with Pampered Chef, because I dislike cutting onions. And when the consultant at a show I was at cut up onions with this, and she didn't cry, I was sold. So I call the food chopper my transformer. And the reason for this is I had another food chopper from another company at one time, and I really didn't use it very often. And then, like I said, I got this one because I found out that food choppers from other companies, and I won't say names, they don't come apart. So whenever you're chopping and everything, it kind of must look pretty yucky up inside because you can't clean up there. I mean, you can rinse with water and stuff, but what happens if food particles get stuck up inside? With our food chopper, you can completely take it apart and slip it in your dishwasher or rinse every single thing out of your food chopper. So that's my transformer. It transformed into a bird, maybe. So you just, the other thing they've done is inside the food chopper, there's two holes up here and one hole down here. And with the blade, the thing that prevents you from being cut, can't speak today, it's got two prongs on one side and one on the other. So you simply just take it and put it in like this. Screw your plastic cover over, and now remember, you can get replacement parts. So if yours is so old and your clear collar here has broken, I can help you get a replacement part for that. So this is a silicone cover where you can actually chop nuts or whatever. What I do is I take nuts, chocolate chips, whatever, and I'll put them into the food holder this way, put the cover on, do my chopping, and then flip it back over, take the cover off, and pour. It's very easy that way, but I always prefer when I'm doing stuff like onions or in this case mushrooms, I'm going to cut them directly on my polypropylene cutting board. You do not want to use your food chopper on a glass cutting board or on a wood cutting board, and the reason for that is because that will dull and bend your blades. This cutting board will keep your blades, it actually keeps your blades sharp. So what you're gonna do is just take your items, put it underneath your food chopper, and watch how many times I'm gonna actually chop this. And it's gonna be awesome to put in my egg mixture. So there's, what, 4 times? And look at that. It is all finely chopped. If you want it more, chop it some more. Now what I do is when I'm done chopping, I'll take the collar off, and usually I'll use like the back side of a knife or something and take all the little goodness bits out of there. And then I'll take the guard and I'll just maybe clean it off so that I get everything. That's the food chopper. That's an awesome piece, and I would not be in my kitchen without that. So there's my mushrooms cut up. So I can take my mushrooms and put them aside. The next thing, actually, I'm going to do some cheese. And yeah, I guess I'm one of those people that in a pinch, I'll go out and I'll buy a bag of shredded cheese. But it's so much more expensive to buy it that way than doing it a block for yourself. And I've actually got to get the cheese. So a block yourself. And the reason is in bags of shredded cheese, so that they don't clump together, they are covered and coated with something they call cellulose. Cellulose is basically the scrapings of the interior of like a plant or something. Some people say it's wood pulp, which I guess you can consider it that, but it is digestible and everything. But again, it's when you have shredded cheese, you have more surface around your whole entire bag of shredded cheese for it to become bad or maybe mold or whatever. When you have a block of cheese, there's only a few sides to be able to mold up on you or whatever. And I mean, I don't know if you're like me, but if I get moldy cheese, it goes in the trash. My husband actually cuts the mold off because that's cheese, he says, but I'm a little different animal. So I grate my cheese. I will always grate block cheese, whether it's Parmesan cheese or any kind of cheese. I will always grate it myself. And we've got 2 awesome graters. This is the coarse grater, and then we actually have a fine grater. So the fine grater I would use like with Parmesan cheese or something until I actually got my deluxe cooking blender. Now I actually grate my Parmesan cheese in my deluxe cooking blender in seconds. I'm telling you, seconds. That thing is awesome. But enough of the cooking blender. So what happens is, now when you get your coarse grater or your fine grater, it is going to be put together, closed up like this. The trick to opening it, just don't pull on it like this because you will break it. The trick to open it is to just push on the inside button here. You'll see it actually slide over. So when you slide it over, then you can fold it. You can either use it like this and do it, grate your cheese over a board, which is the way I normally would do it, or you can actually take it, excuse me, all the way out and grate it right over a bowl or something. It'll come with a hopper, and they're very sharp, so I would definitely recommend you use the hopper, especially if you've just had your nails done and you don't want to mess up your nails. I'm going to actually cut this block of cheese just down a little because I really don't need that whole thing. And it's so easy to do it anyway. So what I do is the hopper, when you press on this, pull it up, it exposes some prongs. So I will actually take my cheese, stick the prongs down into the cheese. So now your cheese is right here. I will set it into my hopper, and then there's a guard so that you can only put it on one way. And then I am just going to put 2 fingers on the top so that I'm kind of pushing down very lightly, and I'm going to grate my cheese. And if you can see how quickly, and by the way, if you're going to grate cheese and it's a softer cheese, you want to just put it in the freezer just for a little while so that, you know, it hardens a little. It's so much easier to grate. But there's some of my grated cheese. I don't need all this in my omelet, but there's the grated cheese. And now I am going to just push this aside. So like I said, I really don't need all of that. And I'm going, my favorite knife, the knife that I probably use 3/4 of the time, is the Professional Series knife. This is the 5-inch utility knife. And it is the Professional Series. It has a lifetime warranty. You probably have heard me say many, many times, no kitchen should be without a sharp knife. And that is the truth, because a sharp knife, if you cut yourself with a sharp knife versus a dull knife, you're going to get a ragged cut, takes a lot longer to heal. A sharp knife, you'll heal more quickly because the cut is clean. So these knives are so sharp. And just to tell you a little bit, also, there is sharpening knives and honing knives. Probably every so often I will hone my knife with what they call a knife sharpener, but it hones your knife and it keeps that point on the edge of your knife. If your knife gets jagged cuts in it, or if it dulls and the top of your knife actually flattens out, then you want to have your knife sharpened. This knife is probably 5 years old, and it doesn't have any ridges on it whatsoever. And if you ever took it to a knife sharpener and they said, no, we can't do anything with that, remember, it has a lifetime warranty. So I just want to show you how easy it is to slice through this tomato. And this tomato is fairly ripe, but that's how easy it is to slice through that tomato. Now, again, I don't need a lot of tomatoes in my omelet. So I'm just going to take a couple pieces here, cut them up. Those can go in my salad tonight. The ceramic egg cooker. What I'm going to do is, some people said, have asked the question, do I have to put anything on the inside of the ceramic egg cooker to prevent it from sticking to the sides? Well, obviously it's eggs, and eggs stick to anything. But so what I do is I just take a baggie with a little bit of butter on it, and I'll just run it in the inside of the ceramic egg cooker just a little bit, just to help with the cleanup process. Now I'm going to use 2 eggs. You can do up to 4 eggs in the ceramic egg cooker. I am going to just use 2 eggs. And you should always pop your eggs. And I use the cake tester. I also use the cake tester and release tool to take the omelet out of the egg cooker after. So I've got my eggs in here. I'm going to take a little bit of mushrooms, a little bit of cheese. I'm a cheese person. And some of this awesome tomato here. And I'm going to, what I like to do is put the cover on, hold my finger over the hole, and just kind of zhuzh it around a little bit. And stick it in the microwave. And like I said, it can go in the oven up to 450 degrees. If someone does use a microwave, your best bet is to always take whatever it is you're putting in your microwave to get the most use out of your microwaves itself, is to always put it on the outer ring of your microwave. A lot of people tend to put it right in the center. And what happens if it goes in the center, it just rotates in the same area the whole time you've got that in there. If you put it on the outer ring, it actually goes around. So it gets the most use out of your microwaves. So I am going to take this, and first of all, I'm going to put it only for 30 seconds. I don't usually do 2 eggs. I usually only do 1. But I'm not going to be putting it on toast or anything this morning. So I figured, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 eggs instead of 1. It's always better with 2 anyway, right? I'll wash this end of this. So then I'll take it and I'll just kind of check it just to see how it's doing, and it's looking good, people. So now I'm going to put it for maybe 40 minutes on 2 eggs and then check it. I don't like my eggs to be super dry. I like them to be on the moist side. So that's what I'm going to just keep checking it. I mean, you don't have to. Once you get used to how your microwave cooks with your ceramic egg cooker, then you're golden. You can just keep doing it the same way. But like I said, because I don't do 2 eggs very often, and I like them on the little softer side, I'm gonna get a fork here. When you open up your lid, though, be careful. Just open it away from yourself. So, my egg, it appears like I'm going to love my egg this morning. So, I want to show you how easy it is to come out of the ceramic egg cooker. Look at that. That's actually cheese you see dripping there. But there's 2 eggs, and the inside of the ceramic egg cooker is fairly clean. I would just take it and throw it through a rinse cycle, hot water or something, and clean it. Like I said, eggs kind of tend to kind of stick on whatever anyway. But oh my goodness, I am going to cut this omelet. Look at that. There's my quick omelet in the microwave in the ceramic egg cooker. So I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, I'm going to take a bite of it right now. Ooh, it's hot though. Ooh, it's probably too hot with the tomato. Mmm. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Mmm. Nothing like the ceramic egg cooker for kids having to run out the door to go to school. My grandkids use this all the time. All they do is take an English muffin, put it down the toaster. I usually have my 1-cup prep bowls, and I keep, a bunch of veggies and stuff already all cut up, so that every single morning when my husband is ready to go to work, he'll take what veggies he feels like, red peppers, green peppers, mushrooms, onions, whatever, and just throws it in there, and voila. He usually does 1 egg, and by the time his egg is done, his English muffin is popped up, and wham, he's out the door. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and catch you on the flip side. Bye.